Hello, English 113 students, and welcome to week 13. There's some excellent news for this week, which I will give you in just a second, so stay tuned. Oh, that's an old term. Never mind. Okay, so what are we doing this week? We're going to complete the final draft of paper 2. We've been working on that for the last several weeks. We're going to introduce the final assignment. That's not the good news, although that is still kind of good news. And then you're also going to begin working on a vocabulary assignment, which is part of this final assignment. Okay. Now the good news. Drum roll, please. The good news is we are done with Mind Tap. No more Mind Tap. That's it. Last week was it. So no more readings from Mind Tap. No more assignments of Mind Tap. That's it. We're done. You can thank me later. Later? How about later? Yeah, that one too. Anyway, okay. So what are we doing this week? We're going to watch this video, which you're watching right now. Yay, it's exciting. So a couple of things we're going to be working on. So first of all, the final draft of paper 2. So to review, 2 weeks ago, you submitted your rough draft for me to review, and you uploaded it to the discussion board. That's what you did 2 weeks ago. Last week, you were supposed to actually look at other people's submissions in the discussion board and do 2 peer reviews for that. With that information here, you should have then revised your paper to make it as good as possible, and you're going to upload it here into final paper 2, final draft. Yay! Now let me show you how this is done on a couple of things about this. So you click on this, it brings you in to turn it in, and when you upload it, now no one submitted this yet because it's way early, but so let's take a look at Ms. Bell here. Okay, so when you log in, you'll see your name over here, and then you'll see this little cloud. And next to your cloud, it should say Upload Assignment. So what you're going to do is, when you're ready to upload this assignment, you're going to click on the little button, and you upload the file, and we'll give it a name, CV, Project 2. Okay. Now, you can either click on this box right here and find the file on your computer, which you're going to upload, or you can just drag and drop it. So let's say we're just going to drag and drop it. Pow. And then you hit Submit. Okay. Now, after you've hit Add Submission, it will give you a digital receipt saying that, hey, you have submitted your paper and all is well. Okay? So I'm not going to actually submit it because I don't want to anyway, but you get the point. Okay. Also, the rubric is found right here. This little thing of boxes. Now, it's going to pull up the wrong rubric for me because I'm the teacher and it shows me all my rubrics. So I need to find the one for English 111. That's it right there. Okay. So this is how you're going to get graded on this paper. Okay, so you can look at the rubric, and it should just pop up for you. You shouldn't have to go searching for it. Okay, but that shows you exactly how you're going to get graded, so you can review that. And that's again showing you how to do that. So again, with love. So to upload paper 2, the rubric's right here, so you can see how you're going to get graded. To upload it, you go down here, click on the box, and that goes through it. So that's how you upload paper 2. Now, a couple of notes about paper 2, and I have to do this unfortunately because some students think they're rather clever and they try to get around the system, and it makes life bad for everybody. So please note, upload the file as a doc or a docx file only. No PDFs, no other files. Okay, these work, and I need those to be able to grade your paper. So as a doc or docx. If you don't know how to do this, again, covered this several times. In the top of the paper of Moodle, under resources, there are videos that show you how to save files as a doc or a docx if you're not using Microsoft Word. So there is hope for that. Go back to week 13 here. So also, you will earn a 0 on this assignment if you do the following. If you upload the wrong file included in your rough draft, why do you get a 0 for that? Oops, I made a mistake. Well, because there are students who put this off to the last minute and they realize, oh crap, I'm not going to be able to get this done, so I'll just submit anything and tell the professor, oopsie, that's a mistake, and they bought themselves a couple more days. The answer to that is no. You need to double, triple, quadruple check that whatever file you upload is the correct file. Strongly recommend that you name your file something like, oh, I don't know, final draft of paper 2, so you know that's the paper you're supposed to be uploading. Give it a good title for your file. Yeah, that's the thing. Also, I will compare your final draft to your rough draft. There needs to be significant changes. Okay? One student contacted me once and said, why did I get a 0? I said, because there were no significant changes between the final and the rough draft. He said, yes, there was. I said, no, there wasn't. The only thing you changed was the date. Okay, that is not a revision. I have a program that shows me exactly. I run your rough draft and your final draft through this program, and it shows me exactly what you've changed. So you want to make sure that you have significant revisions. Also, if you have plagiarized any of your essay, meaning if you have copied and pasted things and you have not given it proper attribution, then that is plagiarism, and that gets a 0. We went over plagiarism in the beginning of this semester, so please review that if you have any questions. So this is worth a lot of points. Make sure you do that. So there is paper 2, final draft. Yay. And now we completely shift gears. So for English 111, another aspect of this class is to be able to read, analyze, and talk about your understanding of an article. And all English 111 students have to do that for this spring semester 2017. It is a reading right here. Shouldn't men have a choice too? So this is a PDF, so you don't have to go anywhere else. Okay, so if you click on this, it brings up the actual article. You can see that it is not very long. It's just about 2 pages. Okay, 2 pages. Not a big long article. Okay, not like a whole book or anything like that. So you just have to read this article. So what? So you're going to read that article. Then, tied to it are a vocabulary assignment and a final reading essay. And then the final exam for this class is based on your reading of this, your understanding of this reading. And this vocabulary assignment and this final reading essay will help you understand exactly what you need to know to do well on the final. So, again, first thing you're going to do is you're going to read this article, which is this, okay? And then you're going to start working on your vocabulary assignment. Well, this one's not too bad. The vocabulary assignment's right here. So when you click on this, it brings up the vocabulary assignment. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different words. 10 different words. You need to know the definitions of these. The vocabulary assignment is basically you look up the definitions and you give me the definitions. Okay, now look, warning, it is not enough for just you to copy and paste the definitions. You actually need to know what these words mean for the final exam and to understand it in the final reading. So if you just look up erosion and then say, oh, here's the definitions, I'm going to paste it in here, congratulations, you've just shown me you can copy and paste. That's not really the assignment. The assignment is for you to learn what it means. So what I would strongly recommend is you look up the definition and then in your own words what the definition means. By putting it in your own words, that'll help you understand it. So when it comes time to know what that word means, you'll know what that means. If you just copy and paste, you will not know and you will not do well in the final. Believe me, I have seen this time and again. So that assignment is not due for a little bit. It's not due till April 19th, okay, but you can get started on it. And last but not least, just a heads up, you have a essay that you need to do on the final reading. So if you click on this, it brings up the essay. Pretty straightforward. Okay, it's a 5-paragraph essay. You should have learned how to do that in English 110. Okay, so again, introduction, which is the thesis, body paragraphs, and conclusion. Basically, you're going to answer the following prompt. Should men have an equal say in the matter of a woman's pregnancy? Okay, and then fully explain your answer with supporting evidence and examples. Okay, so that is the essay that you're going to be writing. When is that due? Well, if we peek way ahead, that's not due until we have a rough draft, and that's due on the 26th of April. Okay, and then you got to do a final version of that by May 3rd, and then we have the actual final. Boom, 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 boom. So that's really what's coming up. So to review, for this week, week 13, you're going to submit your final draft. I'm showing you how to do that. You're going to read this article and start working on the vocabulary assignment with the understanding that you're going to eventually have to write an essay, which we'll be doing over the next couple of weeks, that will help you prepare for the final exam. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? And we'll get to that as we get closer. So there's week 13. So work hard on paper 2. Make sure it's as awesome as it can be. And there you go.